In this video series, I work through a math problem or problems each video. When solving an equation with a single linear variable written inside a set of absolute value signs, we can solve the equation by 1. Solving and isolating the expression inside the absolute value to one side of the equation, and 2. Checking the number on the other side of the equation. Then, if that number is negative, the equation has no solutions. If that number is 0, remove the absolute value, then solve for the variable. If that number is positive, remove the absolute value symbol and set it equal to both the plus and minus of the number or expression on the other side of the equation. In this case, we get two solutions. Let's take a look at the example. Solve the following equation for x. The equation is the absolute value of 2x plus 3 plus 5 is equal to 11. First, we want to get the expression inside of the absolute value by itself. So let's subtract 5 from both sides of the equation. We get the absolute value of 2x plus 3 is equal to 6. Now we take a look at the number on the other side from the absolute value. If this number were negative, then we get no solutions since an absolute value of any number is either a positive number or 0. If this number were 0, then we can just remove the absolute value symbols and just solve for x. But in this case, 6 is a positive number, so when we remove the absolute value signs, we had to take both the plus and minus of this number. So 2x plus 3 is equal to plus or minus 6. Then we can solve this equation for x. We subtract 3 from both sides of the equation. Then we can divide both sides of the equation by 2. So we found that x is equal to minus 3 plus or minus 6 over 2. We can separate the two solutions, two expressions, by using the plus and the minus in each of the expressions to get the actual numbers that are solutions to this equation. So when we do that, we get x is equal to minus 3 plus 6 over 2, or x is equal to minus 3 minus 6 over 2. Minus 3 plus 6 is 3, so x is equal to 3/2, or x is equal to minus 9/2. Especially when we are working with an equation that has an absolute value, we usually check the solution since sometimes we get a number that actually doesn't work in the original equation. So let's plug these numbers back in to the original equation to make sure that each of the solution works. So for 3, the solution x is equal to 3/2, we get the absolute value of 2 multiplied by 3/2 plus 3 plus 5. To evaluate this expression, we can first cancel out the 2's, which gives us 3 plus 3. So we have the absolute value of 6 plus 5. Since the absolute value of 6 is 6, 6 plus 5 is 11, and it matches the number on the other side of the equation. If we plug in minus 9 halves into this equation, we get once again the 2's will cancel out, and we will get minus 9 plus 3, which is equal to minus 6. And once again, the absolute value of minus 6 is 6, and 6 plus 5 is 11. So for both of these solutions, when we plug the numbers back into the original equation, we get a true statement. So x equals 3 halves and x equals minus 9 halves are both solutions to the original equation.